Buckeye Talk coming to you from Ohio State's 35-28 loss to Oregon here at Ohio Stadium. I'm Nathan Baird from cleveland.com, along with Doug Lesmerises and Stephen Means. We are grading C.J. Stroud's performance. Obviously, a prolific passing day statistically. 33 of 54, 484 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 1 interception. And I'm going to go first because I think that's a really hard grade to try to come up with for C.J. Stroud. I'm going to call it a B-. There was obviously a lot of good things he did in the second half. You saw it kind of reminded me a little bit of Minnesota again, like a slower start, some struggles in the first half, and then recognition that sort of kicked in, and he started making plays in the second half. Obviously, he did not make plays when the game was on the line there in the last drive. Oregon's pressure got to him. But I really think, and what he talked about post-game was going back to the first half. Ohio State, every time it got past midfield in the first half, the offense just sort of fizzled out. They weren't able to sustain or finish off drives. The one touchdown they got in the first half came when Stevens sent the Oregon defensive back an email, and he was checking his Apple Watch, and Garrett Wilson just ran right by him, and it was a gift. So without that hole, Ohio State doesn't have to come back the way it did, or try to, and they probably win this game. Stephen, what's your grade for C.J. Stroud?
I'm giving him a B+ because he wasn't good, but he wasn't bad either. He was just in that middle scary space for a team who's trying to win a national title, for having a quarterback who can do just enough to win games, but maybe not enough to win a national title. He flashed it at times. He had some throws to Chris Olave, to Jackson Smith-Njigba, to Garrett Wilson, even the screen pass to Travion Henderson. He flashed it at times, but it wasn't enough. And some of his decision-making is still off. That shows that he's a first-year starting quarterback. He gets stuck on his first read, maybe a little bit longer than he should have. He's not the best runner in the world. He was okay, which is not where you want to be for a team like this who's trying to win a title.
He was okay, and he was in the scary middle space, but that's a B+.
It's a B+ because you can't ignore the numbers, and you can't ignore the flashing part of it. He didn't necessarily do anything that lost Ohio State the game today. He just also didn't do anything to win him the game.
Doug, what's your grade?
Yeah, 484 is 484 to some degree. He had 62 kind of free yards at the end of the first half on a drive that was going nowhere, and he sort of padded the stats. Still over 400 with that, though. No Kayvon Thibodeau, though, for Oregon. Maybe the best defensive player in the country. And if he had played, it would have been a much tougher for C.J. Stroud. I think Steven has the right point. He's good when other people are good, too. He can be good with them. If you had a Heisman-level quarterback in this game, I think he may have saved Ohio State's bacon. He would have made something, that, like Ryan Day, for instance, said, Ryan Day lost the chess match on the 4th and 2. I think maybe the first fourth down Ohio State went. 0 coverage, which means like no deep safety, everybody up. And they blitzed out of that, and that surprised Ryan Day. And then CJ tried to make a play, and that was the one where he threw to Chris Olave in the end zone, right? And I think some people thought it was pass interference. I didn't think it was pass interference, neither did Chris Carter. But maybe Justin Fields spins away from a guy, pirouettes, dives for a first down, and like CJ's not ready to do that. So, he also hit a 4th down throw to keep him in the game late to Jackson Smith-Njigba. So he's a young quarterback trying to figure it out. We, again, got like Quinn Ewers texts in the first half. So he was not that good in the first half. And in absolute gotta-have-it moments, he's not quite there yet. So I'll give him a B. It's a tough scale, man, the Ohio State scale, because you don't get to have a rebuilding year here. And he might be a rebuilding quarterback, but it's Ohio State. You're supposed to win every year.
So that averages out to a B in C.J. Stroud's second start. Get the text, 614-350-3315. We're bringing you news and analysis throughout the game, before the game, after the game, throughout the week from Buckeye Talk.